Okay, our next author. How dare sad SCP. Yeah, it's a shame. But that happens, eh? Our next author is called Gishface. We had them before. It's been a while though. It's been 200 plus SCP since we had Gishface last. Have you actually not enough tears? No. You will shed more. Till you dry. Till your eyes hurt. And even then, sadness will come back. And add more. And more. So, Gishface wrote the previous SCP that we read, the 2453, which was the moms who... a pregnancy test that kind of tests if you're a good mom. And it will then guarantee that you become pregnant. But the DNA of your child is from somebody who didn't want to be pregnant. So it's not even your biological child. You gave birth to the child, but the DNA is not from you. So that was the previous one of Gishface, but now we have... You gotta be fucking shitting me. The next one is called Baby Monitor. So we went from one that's about pregnancy to now one about a baby. Okay, great. Which technically the other one is also about babies, so looks like Gishface had a thing. Had a thing for baby SCPs. Because safe. Special containment procedures. Recovered SCP-2672 instances are currently stored in the standard containment locker at Site 49. Hey, at least, you know, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is not gonna be more weird than the baby that's made out of insects. and that hypnotizes the mom to breastfeed them for all eternity. And the baby never gets older and the mom doesn't even question it. If it's that... So that is we'll be fine there. Access to instances of SCP-2672 in containment requires level 3 authorization. Recall notices for Watchful Eye, a brand baby monitor, consistent with SCP-2672's appearance, have been posted to stores carrying instances of SCP-2672. Monitoring software has been installed on these stores' point-of-sale systems. All automated alerts triggered are to be immediately investigated, and any discovered instance of SCP-2672 seized for containment. Foundation agents assigned to SCP-2672 are to routinely investigate stores in areas surrounding the given locations for additional manifestation of SCP-2672. The transmitter unit left and receiver unit right of one instance of SCP-2672. These are like old school. Okay. Description: SCP-2672 is the collective designation for all instances of an anomalous baby monitor radio system marketed under the brand name Watchful Eye. Even though you cannot even like, there's like no screen. Each instance of SCP-2672 consists of a transmitter unit equipped with a microphone and a receiver unit equipped with a speaker. SCP-2672 anomalous properties manifest when the transmitter unit is placed in a room with an infant 2 years or younger, and the receiver unit is placed in a room where only the mother of said infant can hear its speaker. But not in this configuration, SCP-2672 functions like a normal one-way radio. Once this configuration is achieved, at seemingly random intervals, the speaker will emit sounds of the baby in extreme distress. Oh, hell no. I ain't no dad, and for the longest time I didn't want to be a dad. Because like, of course as a teenager you never wanted to be a dad. And then then throughout my relationships, like a lot of my exes wanted to be a father, wanted me to be a father for their child, but then like, you know, because of how they behave, how they acted and how they treated me, the idea of being a father even further got pushed even further away. But I can understand fully the love and care a parent has for the child. I fully understand. And the idea that you think you hear your child in distress from your fucking baby monitor? Hell no. Frequency ranges from approximately 3 to 4 times per week to once a month initially, becoming less and less frequent over time. Okay, so the frequency goes downwards. That's interesting, because usually it would increase in the amount of times, but the fact that it goes less makes me worried even more. This transmission is highly variable in content. Some have simply been sounds of the baby crying high volume, while others have included voices of unknown people that appear to interact with the baby in abusive or threatening ways. The actual baby, however, remains unharmed and seemingly unaffected. Additional non-anonymous recording on units placed near the baby have picked up no trace of this transmission. Once the mother moves out of the hearing range of the speaker, the anonymous transmission ceases. I've got children aren't even in my blood kids, and I would lose my mind. I'd be in an asylum. The thing, like, the biggest fear a mother could have is, especially for a baby monitor thing, is to see or hear somebody in the room with the baby that's not supposed to be there. That is probably the biggest fear a mother could ever have. So the fact that this baby monitor thing is just on purpose, just pretending that there is another person in the room and abusing the child is just messed up. Routine cross-object investigation has revealed that SCP-2672 shares similar branding with SCP-2453, which is this one. So not only is it by the same author, they actually have a connection with each other. However, the earliest instance of SCP-2672 would predate those of SCP-2453 by approximately 10 years. Okay, so this SCP actually existed before that one. As with SCP-2453, there was no record of how SCP-2672 instances were delivered to stores or how the product was entered into each store's inventory system. Whoever's making these, like, baby tools or, like, pregnancy equipment in the SCP Foundation universe is a fucking dickhead. Not only does he have a pregnancy test that makes you guaranteed pregnant and sometimes even makes you have multiple children, but none of them are biologically related to you, which by the way is gonna cause fucking confusion in the future. But now he also has a baby monitor that, like, jump scares you. When the interviewed employees of affected businesses report observing no unusual happenings and further report never noticing any childcare products branded differently from the store's usual stock. This has been simple but very disturbing. Sorry, my message got cut. No worries, man. Records indicate that SCP-2672 was first distributed in stores in approximately 1999. However, the nature of the anomaly meant that many affected mothers heard the transmission, immediately ran to check on the child, and upon discovering them unharmed, assumed that A, that they imagined the transmission, or B, the child had simply calmed down. While some affected mothers, largely those that had heard additional voices in the anomalous transmission, did complain to the stores that sold them SCP-2672, These actions were infrequent enough that SCP-2672 only came to the Foundation attention in 2006. When the anomalous transmission changed to conclude a seemingly pre-recorded message, self-defense. The additional recording is played before any anomalous transmission and consists of unidentified male voices threatening the baby's life and if the mother does not listen to the entire transmission without leaving. See addendum A for more details as before the baby is unharmed and unaffected regardless of whether these instructions are followed. After this changes in behavior, related police reports increased dramatically and SCP-2672 was discovered and contained. I never let my baby go. It would destroy me to hear that. Oh my god, absolutely. So, Steph, one little, like, fun, also Casabon, because you weren't here when I streamed from Switzerland. Where I'm at right now, so towards this direction, right, there's my TV, and then around the corner is where the living room is. But because it's nighttime, around the corner is, of course, pitch black, right? But every time I read SCPs, I always think I see something from the corner of my eye, like something poking around the corner. It only happens when I read SCPs, and of course, nothing ever happened. But for some reason, I always get extra paranoid when I read SCPs here. So, yeah, that's why I brought the stick out. Addendum A pre-transmission recording transcript. The following recording was captured by junior researcher Laura Hernandez, who personally volunteered both herself and her 6-month-old daughter for testing purposes. Why would you do that? Why would you bring your own fucking daughter into this? Your own family member. Additional... the Foundation age. No, I mean like almost like the Grudge, you know, like just the Grudge eye like coming around the corner. Like, that's what I feel like sometimes. Additional testing along with interviews of subjects affected by SCP-2672 pre-containment corroborate that the only part of the captured message that varies is the name of the mother, which thus far has always correctly corresponded to the birth name and the gender of the baby. Transcript follows. Let me just let the stick down, but ready for me to like do this and grab it. Maybe send an SCP to keep an eye on you, but I hope not. The only SCP that I know about that like fucking looks so skedaddles away whenever you look at it is that one fucking mannequin SCP that then kills you. Like you can like hear like as it gets closer to you. No, thank you. Sound of crying in the background abruptly cut off. Don't move, Laura. Not a muscle. Not at all. Or she'll be lost forever and there will be nothing you can do. What happens next, whether she survives, is entirely in your hands. The only way you can save her is to sit down now and listen. Listen. It will be unpleasant. You will want to run away, perhaps plug your ears. This will be her unmaking. As surely as if you were doing this to her yourself. Understand that no matter what you hear, the consequences of disobedience will be 1,000 times worse. So sit and listen, or I swear to you, the next time you see her, if you ever see her again, it will be the last. Don't be selfish. Don't be foolish. Sit. Listen. Listen. Crying abruptly resumes. Rest of recording omitted as non-pertinent. New researcher Hernandez's child has shown no signs of being affected by this incident in any way. I wonder how Laura felt about this. Like if she just like okay, I know it's fake, I know it's nothing's going to happen to my child, or if she like, or what the fuck is unmaking a baby, killing the baby. I wonder if she had to like just sit there and just like take notes, like okay, that's what they say, or if she was like, let me go, I need to go. Addendum B, follow-up investigation. On the 7th, 21st, 2007, Foundation agents recovered an instance of SCP-2672 from the house of Al after she experienced an anomalous transmission and filed a police report. In this report, Mrs. noted that she had listened to the entire transmission as instructed and had recognized a voice in the background as that of a local resident, Lawrence Reed, who lived 2 miles away. Oh, that's even worse. If you think it's like one of your neighbors. The Foundation investigation revealed no contact between Reed and Mrs. Baby soon, but uncovered that Reed had been repeatedly physically abusing his own infant son. Well, you're jail. A follow-up investigation was started to analyze existing recordings of SCP-2672's anomalous transmissions obtained during testing. Thus far, 9 transmissions containing background voices have been successfully voice printed and analyzed and traced back to the source. All of these sources have been people living within 10 miles of SCP-2672 instance that produced the transmission in question. All have been found to have committed serious physical abuse to a child in their care. Okay, so interesting. What? Okay, hold on. This can actually be a good thing then, because this exposes all the child abusers in the family. Because at the end, if it's a voice of somebody that actually does things and you can trace the voice back, you can actually find all the child abusers. Again, it would be fucking horrendous to hear that as a mother. But hey, you could use this to of course at the end they cannot. They will not they cannot use that to actually solve crime, sadly, because that would expose the anomaly to a lot of people. A proposal has been submitted to establish a series of listening stations using instances of SCP-2672 in major cities, as well as to proactively seek out the source of these transmissions. Proposal denied. A non-productive use of valuable Foundation resources using an object whose origin is as yet unknown, not to mention the logistical and ethical concerns around incorporating infants into a permanent research station. Kenneth Barrow, man. So, yeah, that's a very good reason why they could not do that. They're like, hey, man, we don't know where this thing comes from. We don't know what else it can do. And we cannot have a baby constantly around us. Addendum C, unauthorized experiment 37. On the 4th, 21st, 2016, approximately 8 years after all known instances of SCP-2672 had been discovered and contained, Dr. Hernandez retrieved an instance of SCP-2672 and instructed junior researcher Welby, a recent mother, to wait for anomalous transmission. While doing so, it was found that the initial recorded message had changed. A fact that Dr. Hernandez immediately brought to the Foundation attention. Transcripts follows. You are wasting our work. It is unacceptable. We are neither monsters nor idiots. Once we realized it was not having the desired effect, we tried to make the obvious change. We said clearly and thoroughly that they were about to hear the cries of another child and that they must listen carefully to pinpoint its location. And all of our testing revealed one very simple fact: they wouldn't do it. They did not have the mental fortitude to save a child that was not their own. Oh, it's not even your own child. Oh my god. The twist! The twist! Often they would simply turn it off before we had even finished speaking. They were foolish and selfish, so we forced their hand, made them do the right thing. We offer no apology for the effectiveness of our actions. If you do not restore our work, we will be forced to proceed down an alternate path. We hope that you will see an error of your judgment before and that happens. That you will keep an open mind and a full heart, but will not be deterred in our purpose. It is unclear if the alternate path refers to the reference to SCP-2453 or not. Yeah, because that also is basically not your child. Which would make sense kinda, because it came 10 years later. The Nun's claims to have no prior knowledge of this new recording and asserts the act of her own volition. She is currently in of outside pending disciplinary hearing. Researcher Welby was unaware of the unauthorized nature of the experiment, has been cleared for return to active work. All further proposals to conduct further experiments on SCP-2672 are denied by 05 decree. Oh my god. Okay, so... Okay. It's not your baby that you hear crying and you hear the abuse from. It's the baby of the actual person that is... So, as we established, the Foundation was able to use this to find the real sense of voice that's abusing the child, and then found out, oh, that's somebody else who has actual history of abusing the child. So the baby that they hear crying is that person's baby. It's not yours. Yours is calmly in your room, just relaxing. While the baby you're hearing on the baby monitor is somebody else. It's one of your neighbor's baby going through shit. I mean, there are at least 2 SCPs that I know that require sacrificing babies in the containment procedure, so I don't think that the Foundation cares about this effects of using children. It depends on the continuity of the log, isn't it? Because here we have them saying like, hey, we cannot have a baby. Not to mention logistical and ethical concerns. So they do in this continuity, they do care about the ethics of having a baby with them. But there's also the ones that you talked about. I did not expect that. I already thought like the idea of hearing your baby going through like the stress and potentially something abusive happening is like, that alone was already like good enough, right? Like that alone was like, oh yeah, what if we just have this radio thing that makes you believe that your baby is being abused? That alone is already like messed up. But the fact that the twist is, it's not your baby. It's your neighbor's baby actually going through something. And apparently they tried to like warn, I mean, to be fair, my guy. It's not the best way to get people to try to help another person's baby if you go like, you know, use a baby monitor to be like, hello, listen to me, listen very carefully. Also, Wait. I want to see what... Because remember when they talked about to Laura? This will be her unmaking as surely as if you were doing this to her yourself. Understanding no matter what you hear, the consequence of it will be 1,000 times worse. So sit and listen. Oh, I swear to you that the next time you see her, if you ever see her again, will be the last. Okay, see, like... Why did they explain it to Laura as if it was her own child going through it? Why, like saying, oh, you will lose her if you don't listen. I guess this is supposed to be like, listen to the abuser's voice so you can actually like pinpoint who it is. But let's be honest, 2672. You talked in such a way that makes you think it's about your own child. Like, no, there's no surprise there that nobody like took the initiative and was trying to help other people's children. You make it sound like it's their own. Motherfuckers, of course nobody would try to help. Oh my god.